In what ways does your media product use, develop and challenge forms and conventions of real media products? As Bentley once said in 1997, when you're producing a media product, it's the making of the new and rearranging of the old. You're using current existing products with the same target audience to help shape and influence your own. In terms of existing products, I analyse independent short films, such as The Siren by Alex Neville and Get Off My Land by Douglas Ray, which both won numerous awards at film festivals, the exact place where my target audience of social grade C and above would attend. The Siren is a powerful short film, much like my own in terms of uplifting content. I tried following the conventions of cinematography and editing through the use of filming on a Canon DSLR, using Steadicam shots as well as dark and atmospheric colour grading. In terms of mise-en-scène, the costumes are very low-key in both films, as both are set in the modern day, so they don't need to get any period dress to create verisimilitude. Both films are very soundtrack-led, with a great sense of build-up during particular points to create tension and atmosphere, something that I used in my film, with finger-picking and playing certain chords on my guitar to fit in with poignant moments in my film, such as when the child finds the dead rabbit. Some shots that are used within my film have also been inspired by other existing products, such as the use of focus pulling within my film. For instance, in The Siren, there is a shot with the reeds from a sand dune in the foreground, and an old man sitting in an old chair on the beach in the background. The camera begins the shot with the reeds in focus and progressively pulls so that the man is eventually in focus and the reeds aren't. This use of focus pulling really gives you a fantastic depth of field and makes the shot so much more visually interesting, professional and crisp. A year ago, with the media department's digital camera, this wouldn't have been achievable, as it would automatically focus on whatever was in front of it, and didn't really have any manual control or as good quality footage as the DSLRs and the Canon 60D that I used to film this year. I've used this depth of field to my advantage this year through being able to track characters as they run towards the camera, where they would be out of focus. As well as helping my footage look skillful, this technique was specifically very helpful for my filming in the woods, as one of my characters was running through it. In The Siren, Levi Strauss's binary opposition theory comes into play, as the main character is an old man who is visualising a beautiful young woman, who creates a great contrast between characters, creating interest and drawing the viewer further into the narrative. This again applies to my own film, as both of my main male actors have a 40-year age gap. The character of the young woman is wearing white in The Siren. This connotes purity and heaven, something that I used within my film through washing out certain scenes in my colour grading process to produce a dreamlike state of which the elder has entered. Also, the costumes that the elder wears in most scenes are very white to connote the same kind of thing as the woman is through wearing white in The Siren. Through exploring and developing existing media products, I feel I have produced something that fits my target audience, therefore helping me to create a commercially viable short film. In terms of my ancillary tasks, I believe that I have also followed and developed conventions of existing media products through analysing film magazines and posters. I analysed the double-page review pages, taking from Empire magazine and Little White Lies, which both cater for similar target audiences to my film, and feature sections for short films. Little White Lies is a more independent film magazine, featuring mainly British films and less-known movies that would be more suited to small film festivals that my target audience would visit. Although Empire appeals to a similar audience, it's targeted towards a lower class than my target audience, and tends to feature a Hollywood blockbuster on its front cover. Although it's not completely suited to my target audience, I thought that I should follow some themes of the magazine's layout, as to make sure my own double page follows direct and generic conventions. I followed conventions from Little White Lies, such as font style, plain colours in the background, little illustrations to break up the paragraphs, and the curved corners on the masks of the main images. This fits in with a slightly retro feel that is created by the curved edges, and links my double page to a currently successful similar magazine that caters for a similar target audience. From Empires, I took the generic conventions of a film magazine double review page, such as images from the actual film to show audiences what they're going to expect when they go to see it, and ratings from critics that have reviewed the film. In terms of my other ancillary tasks, my poster, I analysed 2 different posters for 2 feature-length films, which were social realist productions. These are films that would appeal to my target audience of a social grade C and above, such as independent film Snowtown, which won numerous awards at film festivals around the world and has been featured in many magazines and promoted heavily. The poster is very atmospheric, with a great use of one particular colour, in this case it's red. It also features the main character on the poster, letting the viewer know exactly who is in the film. And you can slightly make out the location of the image on the front in a gritty council estate in Australia. This really gives you an important insight into the film. It can also help you make your decision if it is a film you really want to see, as a council estate and gritty built-up areas are associated with social realist films, such as Sweet 16, Fish Tank, Tyrannosaur, Kill List, Red Road, and Trainspotting. This specific convention is something that I definitely used on my poster, through featuring the location of the woods within my poster, as well as showing where my film is going to be located. This also adds depth within my product, and shows a sense of professional build-up within the imagery. Just like the use of red on Snowtown's poster, I used a great build-up of white to connote purity, heaven, and innocence, which in my opinion links incredibly well with the image of the woods in the background, as that particular scene is a great example of the child's innocence, as we see his reaction to his first experience of death. Tyrannosaur is an independent, low-funded British film directed by Paddy Considine, and it was the second poster that I analysed. It has the location on it as well, just like Snowtown's does, in fact more dramatic, as the greys from the building are really brought out in the whole kind of colour scheme. There's a character in the middle who's just a silhouette, so we can't really see if he's a main character or not, but we have to assume that he is, just like on the Snowtown poster. There's the name of the film in great big bold writing, which is just a convention of pretty much every single film poster, along with the age rating and critics' quotes and stars. All of these things can really make a decision on the viewer as if they really want to see your film or not. To sum up, through exploring and developing existing media products such as these posters, I feel I produced something that fits with my target audience's needs, therefore helping me to create a commercially viable ancillary task to use and back up and support the advertisement of my film.